Okay, so in a couple weeks, we're going to be bringing on TD to talk very, very extensively about these mortgage rule changes.
Yes.
And how it's going to impact the market. So we're going to get the changes as well, plus how it's going to impact the market. And so I'm not going to go into that too much, but I'm just going to say right now, we haven't seen the listing, or we haven't seen the sales uptick from that yet. If we are expecting some more activity before the end of the year so those buyers can slide in, hasn't manifested yet. One of the things that we are just seeing is very stable seasonal activities. We are tracking CIR's transactions, and we've actually improved since the start of October. So sort of mid-month to the end of the month here, we've seen an uptick in transactions come through. So that's been good. But and we're seeing the price of oil tick up a little bit. But we did get that good news announcement that Amazon is bringing a distribution facility to the Balzac area by Crossiron there, and that's huge. That's 750 jobs. Just a good little uptick for the city.
Such a good stamp of approval for other businesses doing it too, right? Like, I mean, I would name drop Amazon to any business, right? So that's so good for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this has nothing to do with the headquarters, but it is coming, the distribution facility. So that's great to hear. So let's take a look. Oh,
one last thing,
please.
And I had a really good conversation with one of our realtors about this in terms of the mortgage rule changes, which, not to talk about it, but obviously there's so much in the media right now. There were 3 articles on the weekend that I read. And, you know, typically, I mean, fear-based media always sells, and it's not like there aren't things to potentially be nervous about. But this particular agent that I was talking about, she was saying she's been in the business a long time, but there have been so many changes, whether they be federal or provincial or tax-based or mortgage-based, that people have always said, this is gonna ruin everything, right? Like, no one's ever gonna buy real estate again, my career's over. And she's been in here long enough. She's like, I've seen so many of them, many which have been worse than this. She's like, and they're never, ever, ever as bad. She's like, and I'm still selling. So I just think that that's an important thing to note. I mean, like, for people who haven't been in the business that long, it was just really great to hear somebody say, I'm still here, I'm still successful, we've been through this will happen again in a few years.
Yeah.
Stay the course.
There may or may not be an adjustment to pricing as a result of this, because there's also a lot of other factors happening in Alberta that could either offset it or, you know, go either way. So we have no idea for sure. And just to your point, it's like people buy real estate not because of pricing. People buy real estate because of family changes. You know, we need a place to live. So let's even say that, just everybody will decide to rent. That's exactly what's going to happen. Well, then the rental market will go down to zero vacancy, and then all the investors will start buying the property. So the sales are still happening. People still need places to live.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. We've been through worse times. I mean, 08, 09, global financial crisis. This is not what that is. So yeah, you guys got to really you can do your communication for your clients coming in here. There is going to be, we're going to feel something. There's no question, but you know, at about 6 months, it's going to settle back in, and now it's just the new normal again. People go back to business. So okay, so let's look at the numbers for the market here. Let's start with the price of oil. Price of oil is rallying a bit. It's up to 54.04, and that is up from 52.05 last week. This is obviously in U.S. dollars here, and then the Canadian dollar is sitting at down slightly at 78.02 cents U.S., which is interesting because normally the Canadian dollar follows the price of oil and the commodity prices, but it's detached a bit, and that's because I think it's because of actually interest rates and how the government has said we may or may not be increasing interest rates. We'll see what happens, but they're holding back a little bit on it right now. So we'll see how that goes.
Listings down just slightly, down 32 in Metro Calgary and up 1 in Red Deer. Busy Red Deer.
As for the months of inventory in Metro Calgary, pretty flat across the board here. So the total sitting at 4.65, so just over into that buyer's market ever so slightly. Single family home sitting quite balanced, flat basically from last week, 3.72 months of inventory. And condos sitting at 6.49. Obviously the inventory for condos is pulling that entire market into that buyer's market territory. And condos are still leading the way on that.
A lot of similarities in surrounding areas as well. Okotoks 4.3, Airdrie 5.6, Cochrane 5.63, Strathmore 8.14, Sundre 18.6, Chestermere 8.09, Red Deer 5.68, and benchmark price still at $441,500 $500. And next week, I believe we should probably have a new number for you after CREB releases their monthly stats.
That's right. That's right. New stats coming out from CREB on Wednesday. Yep. That's the first. Coming on Wednesday. And like I said, glance at the stats daily, review them weekly, and then every month, the new stats packages are out, dig into them monthly. And for those of you that have been asking some questions about HPI, have a look. They've really been breaking down some of the HPI into districts in some of the surrounding areas as well. So keep revisiting the HPI. There's some great tools there for you guys. That's the home pricing index. For those of you that don't know what it is, check the Real Estate Essentials section on our video library. That's the market.
That's the market.
Cool. Let's chat a little about what's happening in professional development